Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. Here's your coach Mr. Magno. We are now in Studio 520. This is your math channel. This is the last lesson um, for this activity. So let's look at this. This is actually one before the last. This is module 5 lesson 20. Classifying figures, identifying measurements and angles. Now this is gonna be a little challenging, but it's pretty fun to do and very if you are up to the challenge, you'll be able to see how fun this is. Okay, so now let's see. So what I did, I created two post-it notes. One is for quadrilaterals, which are shapes that have four sides, and parallelograms. The first condition is they have to have two sets of parallel lines. The trapezoids only have one set of parallel lines. So that means a parallelogram can be a trapezoid because it has two sets of parallel lines, and you only need one to be a trapezoid, so that will apply. All right, so now let's look at the picture. Here's our picture. Let me zoom in. Okay, so if you see all the shapes inside the black outline, that's a quadrilateral. That's what you call a shape that has four sides, which means that all of these shapes inside are quadrilaterals. So now we can write all the shapes in here because they're all quadrilaterals. So we can say that trapezoid is a quadrilateral. Parallelograms are quadrilaterals. Rectangles are quadrilaterals. Squares, rhombi or rhombuses, either way is correct. Kites are quadrilaterals. Okay, so that makes it simple. They all qualify because they're all inside the black line, the black outline, the perimeter. Now let's see which one of these are parallelograms. Now remember, parallelograms have to have two sets of parallel lines, and we know that a trapezoid by definition only has one. So a trapezoid cannot be a parallelogram. But what about the parallelogram itself? Yes, it is. The parallelogram can be it's a parallelogram. We're gonna call it parallelogram. Okay. Can a rectangle be a parallelogram? Of course, it has two sets of parallel lines. These two segments and the opposite segments, vertical segments. So that will be, let's see, a rectangle can be a parallelogram. Rectangles can be parallelograms. Squares can be parallelograms. Rhombuses can be parallelograms as well. And can a kite be a parallelogram? I don't think it can be, because it doesn't have two sets of parallel lines. This is why it's sticking out of that box of the parallelograms. Okay, now let's see which one of these can be a trapezoid. Trapezoid has one set of parallel lines, so let's see. So the parallelogram has two, so a trapezoid can be a parallelogram. The trapezoid can be a parallelogram itself. What about a rectangle? The rectangle has two sets of parallel lines. So to be a trapezoid, you only need one. So it's going to be rectangles will be also trapezoids. What about the square? I believe the square can also be a trapezoid because it has two sets of parallel lines. What about the rhombus, the rhombi? The rhombi, I think also they are also trapezoids because they have two sets of parallel lines. The kite will not qualify. The kite does not have one set of parallel lines. Okay, so what about the kite? Well, let's get into that one right now. The kite is it's a quadrilateral. So let's just define it this way. A kite, let me write this. A kite cannot be a square or a rhombus. However, a square and a rhombus can be a kite. Okay, all right, so make sure that this lesson is mostly about thinking which one belongs where, and how are they classified in the same way. So for example, here, let's just review it quickly. Let me zoom in more. So all of these are quadrilaterals. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral. Let me use my pen, so I think it's going to be easier. So let's see, a trapezoid, let me click right here. So a trapezoid is a quadrilateral, but cannot be a parallelogram. No. So we can say yes, and it cannot be, no. Okay. Now, can a parallelogram be a trapezoid? And the answer is yes. And why is yes? Because to be a trapezoid, you only need one set of parallel lines. Can a square be a trapezoid? That is correct. It can be a trapezoid. Can a no, that's a square. Can a square be a trapezoid? And the answer is yes, because it has two sets of parallel lines, and trapezoids only need one to be a trapezoid. Can the rhombus be a trapezoid? And the answer is yes, because it has two sets of parallel lines. Now, can a kite be a trapezoid? And the answer is no. The kite does not have any sets of parallel lines. All right, let's see. So can a rectangle be a parallelogram? Can a rectangle be a parallelogram? And the answer is of course. Okay. Can a let's start with the square. Can a square be a parallelogram? And the answer is yes. Can a square be a rectangle? And the answer is yes. Can a rectangle be a square? No, no, no. All right, can a, this is a rhombus. Can a rhombus be a parallelogram? And the answer is yes, it has two sets of parallel lines. Can a parallelogram be a rhombus? And the answer is yes. Okay, now let's look at the kite. Can the kite be a trapezoid? We said no. Can it be a rectangle? No. Can it be a square? No. But we know, let's go backwards here. But we know that a square can be a kite. And we know that a rhombus can also be a kite, but not the other way around. Okay, this is the first part of this lesson, my friends, so make sure you watch it again. This is a little just making conclusions on these ones. Okay, I'm going to sign out, and I'm going to start my other the other lesson. This is your coach signing out from Studio 520. Please review the lesson and learn it. And let me stop.